Tag TV, and Tag Radio. Technology now has a voice of innovation and information. Get it on www.tagtvonline.com. It's back, one of the year's most anticipated and entertaining events, as Women in Technology, WIT, once again presents the energy-packed and often heated live auction of meetings with senior technology executives, executives controlling budgets in excess of $2.5 billion. That's right, it's WIT Connect '08, and it's all about making new connections. Now in its 14th year, it promises to be the biggest, most exciting, and most fun-filled event ever. Imagine last year's bidding battle for face-to-face meetings with senior decision-makers from AT&T, ChoicePoint, Equifax, Home Depot, Coke, The Southern Company, Auto Trader, Intercontinental Hotels, and more. Greetings, everyone. It's Tuesday, March 11th, 2008, and this is Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mantella. Who will be the top tech execs going up for bid at this year's WIT Connect '08? Tino gets the details from Anna Convery, Senior Vice President of Marketing and Product Management at Nexidia, and this year's WIT Connect Chair. A top exec in her own right, Anna was the WIT 2007 Woman of the Year in Small and Emerging Business and saw Nexidia named by the Technology Association of Georgia last year as one of the state's most innovative companies. A former top exec at Jakarta, Anna was instrumental in establishing that business' worldwide development and helping to take Jakarta public in 1999. A frequent featured speaker at national industry events and conferences, as well as a subject matter expert quoted in countless industry premier publications. Today, Tech Talk takes you bidding for connections with the high and the mighty as Tino speaks with WIT Connect '08 chair and one of the elite 40 under 40 doers in the city by the Atlanta Business Chronicle, Nexidia's Senior VP, Anna Convery.
Anna, thank you for joining me on Tech Talk.
Thank you for having me, Tina. It's a pleasure.
First of all, I want to express my appreciation on behalf of the Technology Association of Georgia for your taking a leadership role in WIT Connect. I think anybody that's chaired one of these events realizes the amount of work, and probably some that haven't stepped up don't understand the kind of work that's involved with putting something like this together.
Oh, thank you, Tino. I mean, it's certainly a pleasure, and I have a very, very able co-chair with Casey Scott Palmer, so that's helped spread the work a little bit, but it's good to be able to put the shoulder to the wheel and help further the cause for women in technology and the Technology Association of Georgia.
Well, WIT Connect has certainly got a great reputation. I've had the privilege of attending it a few times, and it's a lot of fun, and the excitement gets high when some of these CIO gets up there to bid, and you have a date set. It's April 30th, so tell me a little bit more about the event and its purpose.
Indeed, Tino. I mean, when people say high energy, often it's marketing fluff, but this truthfully is a very high energy event, and it's a lot of fun. But most specifically, it is an opportunity for companies and individuals in Atlanta to connect with the who's who of the Georgia technology world, and it is going to happen this year, April 30th. It's the 14th year, and it's going to be over at the wonderful new Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center. And as you know, Tino, this the WIT Connect event is the flagship event for WIT, and it is indeed our premier networking and fundraising event. So it's very important to women in technology and very important to us to facilitate this event and get as much funding and networking as we possibly can to advance the various contributions that WIT makes to women and men in technology.
And I agree with you 100%. And if someone listening to this radio program has not been before, I think it would be important to bring it to life a little bit. Talk about how the auction works, and does everybody have an opportunity to bid there, and how does the program work?
Certainly, and of course, I'm a good person to ask because I've only been to a couple of these before, and I am chairing one. And it's a simple format in a way. You have two ways that you can bid on a meeting with an executive. One is through the silent auction, and the other is through a live on-stage auction. And the reason why we have this format, Tino, is quite simply to make to make these meetings, these networking opportunities available to all levels of organizations and technology individuals in Atlanta. Mainly that is, you may not have a massive budget. You may be a small and emerging business, but you could go in and be able to bid $1,000 on a key executive that you can meet at a silent auction. Alternatively, you could bid more money at the live auction where, quite honestly, it gets very high energy, and there's a lot of people bidding one another out to get in front of those CIOs, the C-level executives we have on stage, their teams. And you can therefore go ahead and, if you have the budget, bid further and bid higher. But the net is it has two auction formats. It gives us a chance to offer it to all ranges of companies and their spending power. And at the end of the day, Tino, the thing that I always think of, and again, I'm a marketing person. I think about the importance of advancing my company and our ability to get in front of decision makers. And what I think about when I see the bids happening at the WIT Connect events is I see a very efficient way to quickly get to decision-making executives who control multi-million-dollar budgets and really help advance the organization's ability to get business out of an event. It's a fantastic opportunity.
Well, a lot of my members have attended, and anecdotally, several of them have approached me over the years and talked about they're buying a particular one or more companies for lunch, and it's been a great benefit to them. They really have been able to develop business. There's no promises on that part, but certainly the opportunity is there, and it's not always the simplest thing to get in front of some of these key leaders. So I think WIT, in addition to the benefit to the foundation, also is giving companies who bid and then win a chance to do business here, and that's in part what it's all about for us. So one of the key pieces is the executives that actually agree to come out and stand at the podium and auction themselves off, and I think they get into it as much as anyone in terms of their level of energy, and they don't want to go for a low price. They want to make sure that gets bid up as high as it possibly can. So do you have some good people that are starting to come along, good companies that are going to be in the silent and live auction this year?
Yes, we certainly do. And if you look at some of the people we've had attend before, just as we introduced today's show, we've had the who's who of Atlanta. When you think about the Coca-Cola Company, Delta, Equifax, the Home Depot, Intercontinental Hotels, Southern Company, etc. And this year we're adding new and additional people to various levels of the auctioning. There will be emails coming out, so anyone who is signed up for the tag emails will be able to get updates on who signs up as auction candidates. And additionally, if you check out the witinc.org website for special events, we will have constant updates as new candidates, new executives get added to the roster. And you're right, these executives are very supportive of women in technology, and they get on that stage, and they are absolutely wanting to help drive the bids higher and higher. But again, to the point you made, this is an opportunity for those who do bid on these executives on their teams to get in front of them, to start to build that relationship that hopefully will result in business. And as you said, it's simply not a guarantee, but we all know that business is heavily weighted on our relationships and our ability to access decision makers, and that's what this will provide. And once again, we have a who's who of companies and executives coming into the Co-op Energy Center on April 30th and making themselves available to anyone who needs to and wants to bid on them.
Earlier you referenced that WIT Connect is the flagship event for WIT and is the sole fundraiser. I know WIT, like TAG, has many different events over the year, but this is really the key one for fundraising, isn't it?
It is. It is. As a matter of fact, it's the event for the fundraising. And I think one of the things that would be interesting for people to understand is when they bid and they help us raise this money, where does it go to? And
right.
Last year we had a young lady who got up on stage, and she was recipient of a scholarship funded by the WIT Connect events over the years. And there's everything from the WIT monthly meetings that happen once a month. Those are meetings that are for everybody, men and women, to come listen to a panel of executives and get some advice and some career guidance. We also have coaching. We have executive coaching, and just this year we've added the mentoring circles. And in fact, I actually have one of my my managers join the executive coaching and mentoring circles, and wonderful way for young women and people who are in mid to upper level management to get support and to get coaching and to get education outside of what their company can get. And then something that's very near and dear to my heart, the education of younger children and girls and boys. So you know that we do back the Girls Get IT, and we really push forward the idea that technology and science is a wonderful, wonderful part of your education, and it can set you up for a fantastic career and a very rewarding career. And that's, I think, is a very exciting part of what Women in Technology funds every year. And finally, of course, what I benefited from last year, along with a couple of other very accomplished ladies, was the Women of the Year in Technology, which is personally a very nice recognition for trying to push forward in technology, but also something that empowers myself and others who have received this reward over the years to get out there and actually give back to the community and do what I'm doing now, which is coming into WIT Connect and helping raise money and funds and awareness for more of these events.
Well, that's great. And I know that people that have been around TAG and WIT for a while know that the Women in Technology contributes a lot of money back into the community, particularly in the area of education, which is a terrific thing. And we've just finished at TAG our State of the Industry report, and some of the information in there is a little bit frightening because our kids today aren't as interested in math, science, technology, and engineering, and programs like Girls Get IT give our youth a chance to understand and become more aware of the opportunities out there for girls and for boys in respect to careers. So what you're doing and the funds that you raise from this event that go back into youth education, as you said, is key. So people who are bidding on these auctions through the auction are not only having a great lunch or a great dinner with a prospective customer client, they also give money back in the community that goes for youth education, which is a terrific thing. And I know WIT each year is giving more and more money away through these programs, which is terrific.
You know, I think that's something we should draw more and more attention to, because if our children start to really lose the interest in the maths and the science and these areas, it is going to affect competitiveness. And I think that's so important. I think what you've done through the TAG State of the Industry report, what WIT does to fund the education, is really important. And the point you raise is good. Not only can I bid on someone and get maybe to a Braves game or wherever I want to go and actually spend some time with them and further my business, I am putting money into important areas of growth for Georgia and for Georgia industry and the foundation of the children coming up who are going to make us competitive.
So it's a 2-for-1, and I think we've convinced every listener that they need to come to this event. So if they want to participate, what would you suggest? What's the first step?
Certainly. I hope we have convinced them, Tino. So if anybody would like to go ahead and participate in WIT Connect, you have 3 ways you can participate. You can come as an attendee. You can buy tickets, and if you go out to witinc.org, you can register and buy tickets. You buy one, you can buy a table and be present at the evening and bid either through the silent auction or in the live auction to meet with those C-level executives and their teams here who will be attending. Secondly, you could be a sponsor of the event, and the sponsor of the event gets you visibility and gets your company visibility, so you will be able to participate in the marketing and the outreach, and you'll be able to have more access to the who's who and the network that we will be reaching to in this event. And then finally, of course, we are always looking for those C-level executives, those senior executives at organizations who are going to put themselves on that stage or in the silent auction and say, yes, I will offer my time to be available to be bid on so that somebody can help for their business opportunities. And secondly, I can be a catalyst to generating the money for all of the various activities that WIT and TAG support.
So there you have it, April 30th. Don't miss it. Sign up today. Go to the WIT website and sign up today or participate as a sponsor. It's a great event. It's a lot of fun, too, which is important. There's a lot of these stuffy events, and this isn't one of them. This is one that people come and they enjoy themselves, and once they come once, they always come back. So, Anna, thank you for joining me on Tech Talk today.
Thank you very much, Tina.